Well, hello and welcome. My name is Velma. You can connect with me at velmanolds.com. This is all about your leadership chat. What does that mean? You get to listen in on valuable insights from valuable leaders just like you. I want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe so that you never miss another episode. And if this is of value to you, please share the nuggets that you're going to take away from all these great leaders. Hey, please give a big welcome to my special guest and your valuable leader, Kim Deason. Hey, Kim, welcome to your leadership chat.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be here.
Oh, my goodness. I am so excited to have you here. It's taken us a little bit of while to make this happen. And you are one of those people that you never forget. I remember when we first met and how it was like we were supposed to meet. And then I was like, I got to have her on your leadership chat because you have such a great heart and want to share value with other leaders. And this is the place to make that happen.
Absolutely. And I feel the same. It was an instant connection to you. So, yeah, I'm so thrilled we met.
Thank you. Thank you. I know you're struggling a little bit with your voice. And for those that are listening in, that's because Kim is also speaking out there. And so she has been using her vocal cords to inspire and encourage others in the industry. And so, but she is still here. That's what you do. You just show up regardless. Right. And so thank you up front. If you need to get a lozenge or if you need to have some warm tea, this is the place to make that happen. We drink coffee, tea, or anything safe on social media.
And just so you know, it doesn't hurt. It sounds like it does.
It doesn't hurt?
Okay. It's okay.
That's too cool.
It hurts your ears more than it hurts my throat.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Well, Kim, let's kick things off and tell the listeners a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm from a small town in the northwest corner of Alabama called Russellville, Alabama. And growing up as a female, I thought you could be a teacher or a nurse. Like I really thought that was your career choices.
Right.
I actually went to college to be a teacher, mathematics teacher, but got a sales job to put me through college and was making more money than I would as a teacher. Right. So, and I've been in sales for a long time. Well, around 2010, I had a friend in the industrial and safety space and said, you should give it a try. I'd never even heard of it. Industrial distribution, manufacturing, the whole PPE, OSHA world, all of that was brand new to me. Right. And I wish I knew about it sooner because I had that moment of, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I love it. I love what I do. I'm still in sales, but I have such a value add safety training specialist role. I've had the privilege of working for some of the largest PPE manufacturers in the world.
Yeah. I
have a lot of knowledge about PPE, hard hats, glasses, gloves, all that good stuff. And unfortunately, and kind of fortunately, thanks to COVID, everyone knows what PPE is now. Yeah. But I always have to say it's personal protective equipment, and I sell it, and people need it. And I love what I do. I've been in it for about, I guess, 14 years now. And I tell everyone I have no desire to do anything else. I found my match. Now I was 40 when I found it, but still I find a little niche, and I'm not planning on going anywhere.
Wow. That's such a beautiful story because like you, you didn't grow up in the Bahamas, but I grew up in the Bahamas, which is a little small. I know it sounds glamorous, and it is if you're the tourist, okay?
Right.
But because you're on vacation. But for those of us that lived there as a young woman as well, growing up, we had certain choices, and that was, hey, you graduate from high school because we didn't really have a lot of college education there. We had a 2-year college available for us, but you would grow up and you would get out of high school, graduate, and cross fingers, graduate, and then you would get a good job. And then you would, find someone and you would get married and you would have a great family, and then you would get a better job. And it wasn't so much about having a career in the sense of like what, where you are right now. And And so I kind of had that same path. And, I deviated and said, no, I don't want to do that. And that's how I flew over here. But went to college just because I was just very blessed to get people to sponsor me. And then it gave me a different worldview of where I wanted to go and what kind of career. And so I really relate to your
Yes.
story.
And we
It's so
don't
beautiful.
know. We don't always
Mm-mm.
know at 18.
No.
And we choose a path among paths. Now, fortunately, now there are degrees in occupational
Yeah.
safety and health. But when I
Right.
was going through that wasn't a
Right.
thing.
Right.
You maybe you got a job as a secretary somewhere, or maybe you got a
Mm-hmm.
job as a nurse, but I had no, or truck driver. I knew I could be a truck driver too,
Yeah,
but
look at you.
but I love this space. I love what I do now, and I love being in a more of a. I still get to do the education role, so that
Yeah.
piece of me, that's always been in me. I still get
Mm-hmm.
to do that, but I get to
Right.
train adults, and
Right.
it's sort of my favorite part. And it's funny because in my roles, I've had a global training manager title, and
Mm-hmm.
I tell everyone I trained more as a sales rep than I
Yeah.
did as a global training manager, because just opportunity every day to say
Right.
there's a better way and there's a
Right.
safer way. And I have my training hat on all the time. Yeah.
Wow. And what a beautiful story, because it's it's like you knew that you wanted to be in education and training, and it was just how was that going to happen? Traditionally, we think of teaching in a college or,
Yep.
high school or, in university, but there's so much need for the training and the teaching in the actual corporate world.
Right. And what's the degree for that?
Yeah, there
I mean,
is. I love
what's the
that.
public speaker degree? Like what?
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
almost all of us, maybe there's marketing, or there's,
Right.
MBA in business is never going to hurt, but, where's that niche? And we
Yeah.
almost always find it later,
Yeah.
or the path opens and we take that
Hmm.
path and wind up there. And I'm
Yeah.
just very grateful for the path I'm on. I'm very
Okay.
grateful. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, wonderful. And so, since you've been on this path, I know that you have thought about my next question, which is, you know, share with us a story of who in your life, Kim, you would say, this is a valuable leader because of X. Who's that person or more than one person in your life that helped you to be who you are today?
Yes, I have a few, but I have to mention Dr. Teresa Schultz. Um, she,
Okay.
she is now for the Department of Defense at the
Hmm.
Hearing Excellence Center. She's an audiologist who
Wow.
chose to work in this industry of
Right.
people losing their hearing because of their job.
Wow.
And there were so many paths she could have taken. And
Hmm.
so immediately I respected her for choosing to want to
Hmm.
protect hearing. And oh, she lit a fire in me. Like, hearing protection is my favorite thing to talk about. I have a TEDx talk on YouTube. You
Get
can
out of here.
noise-induced hearing loss, and it's something that I'm working for a company now, and we don't even manufacture earplugs. We don't have hearing protection products.
Mm.
I still talk about it everywhere I go because people aren't wearing their earplugs correctly. But
Wow.
she was the, first of all, most fun
Yeah.
manager
Yeah.
I've probably ever worked for. But she was the caring and kindness. You can't be in the room without feeling it. You were
Yeah.
drawn to her. Um, I, the lines between manager and direct report were so blurred with her. We were
Yeah.
on the team together, and she would say, "Hey, we got to try to figure out a way to do this," and I'd say, "Let's do it." And we would have astronomical stuff against us. And some other people on my team would be like, "Y'all are Pollyannas. It's never going to happen." And me and her were like, "We can do it." And so she lit that fire in me to be the Pollyanna,
Hmm.
to find what if it does work? The quote, and I
Yeah.
can't remember who said it, but the whole "what if I fall?" But yes, baby, what if you
Mhm.
fly? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
try it. Let's just
Yeah.
try it. And thanks to her,
Yeah.
my whole approach to work
Hmm.
shifted. Like
Yeah.
it was no longer a job for me. It was,
Hmm.
how can we get this word out? How can we get this message out? How can we help people? And
Yeah.
that, it changes your attitude, changes your stress. It changes
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
I love, love, love her. To this day, I love her. She's amazing.
And
I am going to recommend you talk with her.
oh,
She'd be,
good, good. We'd love to have her on, but you are just eluding all of the qualities because that she has instilled in you because you're talking, I mean, before you even mentioned her, you were talking how much you love what you do in the industry and getting the message out and helping people to, with just being protected in the industry and the work that they do.
right.
And it's because she kind of, stirred that
She did.
whole emotion in you about caring about other people enough to where it's not sales to you. It's
No.
like you're not selling anything. You're actually, saving people from
Yes.
maybe things they're not aware of. So like you said, with the
So, yeah.
earplugs, they don't even wear sell earplugs where you work, and you're talking about it.
Well, and don't tell my manager now this, but I'm not good at sales.
Right. Yeah.
Sales happen
Hmm.
because I'm good at caring about people
That's
and
exactly
making
right.
sure they're doing the right thing. And if there is a better product or a better fit or a better way to wear what they're wearing so it protects them better, I'm going to
Mhm.
tell them. I will stop them on the job site and say,
Right.
you need to adjust that. You need to fix that. And I wish
Right.
there are times when I mean, I know in my family, we go to Nashville and we went to a concert and I'm handing out earplugs. And I'm like, it's 103 decibels. My watch is dinging. It's too loud in here. And they're like, I'm not wearing earplugs. Yeah, you are. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. In my company, you are, because I don't want you to lose your hearing either, because the quality of
Right.
our life suffers if we
Right.
lose anything, if we lose any
Right.
of the senses, if our
Right.
eyesight or our hand, all the little things that
Mhm.
PPE protects. And it did. It started with Teresa for sure. Want
Okay.
to be like her. And matter of fact, the first time I sat in training with her, I had so many, I didn't know that. I've been doing it. I didn't know so many moments of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
realized we're all doing it wrong. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh, we're all wearing
Right.
our earplugs incorrectly, and I'm gonna save the world.
Well,
It was definitely her.
but what I think the big leadership takeaway from her that I keep hearing in your voice is the fact that you leaders, they need to care. When you care about what you're doing, when you care about your job, when you care about the people or the customers that you serve, it makes you more of a valuable leader because people want to follow you, like you said, to this day. You still talk about Teresa, and you're going to introduce her for this as well, and you're carrying on the same qualities that she's instilled in you, and I'm sure that with your personality it's contagious, and so others are just picking it up from you as well, Kim. So that's a beautiful story about just caring about people and what you do, makes you more valuable.
Can we just say that? I mean, and that's your story as well. You can't fake caring. You
No.
can fake it, but everyone knows you're faking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You and when you care and it's genuine, we're leaning in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what does she have to say? And that
Mm-hmm.
is the difference. And I've had some bad leaders. I
Oh,
used
me
to
too.
tell people
I
all the
used to be
time, I
one.
would be a great manager
Hmm.
because I know what not to. I have such valuable lessons on how not to treat people.
Yeah.
Um, I think it would make me a really good manager one day. And I've been a manager for a little burst of moments. And I aspire to do that, to have a direct report, to be a Teresa and
Hmm.
spread the
Yeah.
fire and the message.
Right.
I I can tell you immediately when there's true
Right.
caring of just another, and not just a worker, but the
Right.
person.
Yeah.
That's
The person.
the
Yeah.
difference. That's the difference for sure.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I know.
beautiful.
That's
I
it.
love it. I wrote it down. I got it on my piece of paper. But
Yeah.
that's awesome. So okay, well, you circled around this whole concept of caring and caring about what you do and who you work with and who you serve. And so I would love for you to tell us, now that you know Teresa has made such a tremendous impact in your life as a valuable leader, how do you, Kim, pay it forward? Like, how do you impact other people, so that they can see the valuable leader in them? Tell us how you do that.
I'll go back to just a little bit about the message, the word that's out there, and I've heard it. And as a young career person,
Mhm.
I grabbed it. I grabbed this quote and was like, I'm going to do this.
Right.
Bloom where you are planted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bloom where I'm planted. I'm going to do it. But you know, if you're a positive, happy, fun-filled, look at the bright side person, and you're in a toxic environment,
Yeah.
a leader who doesn't care, it's so much easier for that attitude to bring you down than it is for
Mm-hmm.
you to bring them and the team up. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to bloom where you're planted, and you're trying to bloom where you're planted. And it's like telling a cactus to bloom in a rainforest,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I need dry ground. So I have found that we all need different soul. And if you're as a manager, and even the people I'm around, and my mom is a great example of this. I have two sisters. She's got three girls.
Right.
We are as different as night and day. We
Yeah.
are all very different personalities, but she makes me feel like I'm her favorite. And
Yeah.
she makes my sisters feel like they're her favorite. And
Yeah.
when she's with me, we do my things. And when she's with them,
Mm-hmm.
she does their things. And
Yeah.
that's what a true leader, when you have a leader who tries to lead, and I know it's hard if you have a huge team, but when you try to lead everyone the same way, it's not always going to work. I
No.
mean, I even say this with PPE, and it works as a leader. It's like saying, I'm going to give everyone a pair of shoes, but they're a ladies size 8.
Mm.
There's two people in the room that would fit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why are we trying to fit that with
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
So find out, I invest the time. When I was a manager on my team, the first
Right.
thing I did was send out like a fun fact sheet. Like, what's your favorite restaurant? Because when I want to give you a kudos, I'm going to call that restaurant and get a gift shop for that. Do you like the spotlight, or would you
Right.
not have it? Do you want to
Mhm.
be called on? Would you like to lead the team and share some of your knowledge with us? Are you the person who that terrifies you and
Yeah.
you'd sit in the back? And I would just ask all these, what motivates you? Of course, we're all motivated by money. To say we're not, I mean, I wouldn't pay my rent if I wasn't motivated by money, but I will work my bum off for a pat on the back, for a little at a girl. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you so, and I need to know that.
Yeah.
And I had this sheet and I kept it, of course, birthdays, anniversary days.
Wow.
I- How hard is that?
Yeah.
And I did early on. I had another manager who was great. And every time I called, usually when we call our managers, we need help. There's a
Yeah.
problem we
Right.
need fixed, or special pricing or something's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so I, I, I would call my manager, and every time he answered the phone, he's like, "How's my favorite sales?" And I'm like, "I'm great. Can you
Uh-huh.
help me with this?" And I was in the car with one of my teammates one time, and we were calling him on speaker, and he answered the phone. "How's my favorite sales rep?" And she said, "I'm great. How are you?" How hard is that?
Yeah.
No, that's so easy. That's so
Mm-hmm.
easy. But it just changed your whole attitude. And so
Yeah.
that's what I
That's
pay
what
for.
you do.
You're
Yeah.
my favorite person. And I'm gonna speak on your language. You know what? And if you need emails, or if you need texts, or if you hate being on the phone, tell me your preferred method of communication.
Right. Right.
Easy question to ask. And we have some people who hate text message,
Right.
but love to talk, and some people who hate to talk, but all day will text, right? So
Right.
that's how I do it. I treat
Yeah.
people like people.
Well, and you personalize because
Yes.
they are individual and personalized. They're the only one. You have your own DNA, your own fingerprint. I have mine.
Yeah.
Everyone has that. And I love the fact that the big way you pay it forward is one person at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm taking away.
Yeah,
It's like
that
Kim
is.
is like, if I'm talking to this person, then I want to relate to them the way they want me to. I want to communicate the way they want. I want to know the fun facts or the things that they like so that you could be relevant to them.
Right.
And that is, that's this to me, that's the mark of a good leader because you realize that everyone brings their own individual strengths to the team, and they all bring their own individual needs.
Right.
And sometimes all we do is focus on what does the organization need versus what do the people need and how are they leveraging the strengths that they have. Because when you use what you're really good at, to do the work that you have to do, you're going to be more successful and you're going to be happier.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
And probably one of the first jobs that I had before I sort of focused on my career,
yeah.
I worked at a bank. So, and we were very customer centric, and
Mm-hmm.
customers always right, and customers, and as we should be, we were in the customer world. But there were times when the manager would sort of throw the employee under the bus to make the customer feel better. And my message, even then,
Yeah,
not knowing much of anything, I
right.
would say if you treat your employees right, we're going to treat customers right. So to
Mm-hmm.
be customer centric, you have to be employee centric first.
Right.
You make me feel valued. I am not going to give bad
Yes,
service to
exactly.
customers because I
Right.
want to be proud and pat me on the back. So I think sometimes the corporate world loses that shift.
Mm-hmm.
Be better. I went through a leadership class through the Chamber of Commerce, and one of
Mm-hmm.
the things they did is they encouraged us all to sort of do up a little bio sheet. And in big letters at the top of my bio sheet, it says, "It's not business, it's personal."
Mm.
To me, it is. Even though
Mm-hmm.
we're doing business together, let me know about you personally first. We'll take care of that. We'll get around to that. But
Mm-hmm.
let me find out, how I can help you as a person or how you relate to me as a person. If we're not doing that first,
Yeah.
then we're showing we don't care.
Care.
That
Yeah.
goes back to that, right?
Oh
So,
yeah, it's resonating big time. And
yeah,
the whole premise of the importance of the way that we should care for other people. I always, I am, I had to learn this the hard way, but I've truly come to believe that the customer is not always right,
yeah.
but the customer is always important. And you are spot on when you say that when you treat your employees right first, treat
Mhm.
the employees the way you want them to treat your customers, they'll do that. They'll
Absolutely.
actually go above and beyond your expectations
Absolutely.
because the employees are the business, right? And I mean,
They're the face of the business.
you represent the business. There would be really no business if there were no employees.
Absolutely.
So I love what you're saying that, and I also, Kim, you also make a very good point when you said that, your bio, when you gave the exercise that you did in this leadership training, and you said it's not business, it's personal. Yeah, you're exactly right because business is personal.
It
Because the
is.
only reason you're in business is to serve, people, to provide a solution to a challenge or a problem that people are going through. And your approach to, unless you know them, unless you get to know them first, how can you help them?
Right.
You don't know what they need. You're just trying to peddle products, and you're
Right.
right. That's
Never
you're
going
not
to do
in
that.
sales.
And that's I think probably every career, whether
Yeah,
it's sales or not, I
yeah.
mean, when we put the person first, the rest just
Mm.
kind of magically lines up.
Okay, well, now you got to get ready because you've said so many just big bombs here, dropping these lines. So now my next question, you know it's coming, that folks listening in are thinking, and this is what they love to hear, because we want to know what's in it for me, Kim. And so you've talked about Teresa and the valuable leader she is, and how she instilled the qualities in you that today you still live as part of the fabric of your leadership and your life. And then you shared with us how you pay it forward. I love that concept. You bloom where you're planted, and you understand that everyone needs some different soil, right? So I wrote that down. That was so sweet. I love it. So I thought that was really well done. And then we talked about it. It's not business, it's personal. And the reason businesses, exist is for the people that they serve. So my next question for Kim is, what would be one big takeaway that you would want to give listeners that could help them become more valuable leaders themselves? What would be that big takeaway? Maybe it's something you wish someone would have told you before Teresa came into your life. I don't know. What is that?
Yes, what I would tell my younger self.
Oh, I love this.
Yes. And I don't know if it's just because I'm over 50 now and
You're not.
I'm a danger because I'll give you my opinion whether you want it or not.
Right.
Back in the, in early in your career,
Mm-hmm.
I've never been disrespectful to a manager. I will never. I respect that role. I have an amazing manager now. He's awesome. There was a point in just a few weeks ago when I had so much going on. I just started feeling so overwhelmed.
Mm.
And I started getting email after email after him, because when he finally gets in the office, it's just like, I need this, I need this, I need this. And I said to him, I need you to coach me quieter for a minute.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's because I'm more mature in my career, but I wish the younger version of me knew how to say to my manager, can I have a conversation with you about what I need from you? And I think we're scared to do that. And maybe it's because, and I have had some unapproachable managers, but also if you're in a spot where it's an unapproachable manager and your voice isn't being heard, leave. I hate to say it, but leave, because our mental health is so important. And I saw this meme just the other day. It said, your manager affects your mental health more than your mom, your child, your significant other.
Right.
Because we deal with them so much all day, every day.
Yeah.
And I think probably now, if I could go back and tell that girl to stand up and say, you kind of talk down to me and I don't like it. And so maybe I'm misreading you.
Yeah.
Can we find a way through it? And even to have the nerve, and I wasn't disrespectful, but I said to him, hey, I am being overwhelmed right now. Coach me quieter. And he was and I didn't hear from him for 2 or 3 days. And then finally I was like, oh yeah, you can come back. I'm good. I've got it under control. But we all have those moments where we're feeling overwhelmed. And you know what? Take that day, tell your manager, say, hey, instead of breaking and burning out or getting attitude toward our customers.
Right.
The next step, not caring anymore. Before we get to that point, if your environment's toxic and they're not listening, find something else. But have the conversation and say, this is how I'm feeling, and I need it. And if your leader can't respect that, then you need a different leader.
I love that. And you're so right. And I'm not sure why, when you are that, new leader or new manager in a role, you're hesitant. Most are hesitant, I would say, to go and have those conversations of, I need this right now from their leader. And it's, sometimes it's, they're fearful, I think. And I also believe that sometimes, I know for me, it was when I was back then, my younger self, I was more reluctant to do that, even if I did have an approachable manager, and sometimes I didn't have one. But even with an approachable manager, I was more reluctant to go and say, "This is what I need,"
Right.
because my fear was
Mm.
it was going to look like you don't know how to do your job.
Yep. Yep.
And I didn't want to risk that. So I was like asking everyone else, or I didn't want to be a bother.
Right.
Sometimes you think those types of negative thoughts that are not true. If you
Right.
have that, I mean, that's what leaders are there for. They're there to help you. So they need not to, you're leading the projects and they're helping you have the systems, the resources, and the support that you need to get it done.
Right.
So I love that. I love the fact that to have the courage to ask for what you need,
Yeah. And
and
of
with
course,
all respect. Yeah,
right. And you don't stay there forever. And I was the
right.
same way. I wanted everybody to think I could do everything all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I could do it. And even as a female, I
yeah.
felt like I had to work twice as hard to show
Mm-hmm.
up because I didn't want them to
Sure.
think I was weaker at all.
Right.
And I burned myself out a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And once that
Respect
it's
that.
hard to get that back once you've hit that burnout phase.
Right.
So I wish now I would have just said, hey, I don't need alone time. I need
Mm-hmm.
you for the rest of the day, maybe. Stop asking me to get you stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I need a,
Right.
but even as moms and as sisters and spouses and all of the things, there are
Mm-hmm.
times we need a minute.
Yeah.
And it should not be something that's unfathomable at work. That
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
every now and then we need I need to chill for a second. And then now okay, I'm caught up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. Let's go. And it's
Right. Yeah.
always pedal to the metal. You know it is. It's
Yeah.
always pedal to the metal. But I'm so grateful that I think it's probably my age, but I'm finally at that spot and I have an amazing manager. I can just be like,
Yeah.
I'm about to go crazy.
Yeah. I need some me time at the moment.
How we're here or what, and I think we have to, especially, and I really feel like since COVID,
Yeah.
everyone's stress level is higher. Our base
Sure.
stress level is higher, and so
Hmm.
much unrest in the world.
Yeah.
We try not to think of it, but it's back there.
Oh,
And
yeah. Sure.
I think, I think I could handle more then, or I thought I could, and I
Hmm.
plowed through. And I think now I feel it more often, and every now
Yeah.
and then unplugging's hard, especially in sales. I mean, if my phone
Yeah.
rings, I'm answering it. Even if it's an unknown number, I have to answer it, even though it's a scam. I have
Right.
to.
Right.
It might be a sale. So our cell phones have extended all of our work hours
Yeah.
to the
Absolutely.
weekend and into the nights, and we're
Mhm.
always available. So yeah, I think it's okay to say to your manager, hey, can
Yeah.
you give me a minute?
What great advice.
Especially if
Yeah.
it's your mental health. Yeah.
And I love how you said, coach me quieter for a minute.
Yes.
Just kind of bring it down a little bit. I hear you, but just, yeah.
Yeah, and I love him, and I love the way he
Hmm.
manages me, and
Hmm.
he's very positive and
Right.
very cheerleader, and I love that. I just need a little break. I'm not asking you to change the way you do things with me.
Right.
Just
But that's such great advice for our listeners and for all of us, because sometimes we get so caught up in all the things that we have to do that we, neglect ourselves.
yes.
And I wrote down you can go from burnout to burn up,
Oh yeah,
because you have that. I just have to keep going, and it's a very mature leader, and something we would encourage the listeners is to just pause when you need
right.
pause and say I can't be my best version right now for you, so just give me a few minutes
Right.
that I can come back and give you the best version of me.
How else would they know?
Right.
There's no way they'll
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
how you're feeling unless you tell them.
All right, well, there you have it. We've been told. I love it. I love it. Oh, Kim, you are just a blast. And I knew this was going to be a fun conversation because I had that vibe from the moment I met you. And I would love to give you the opportunity to tell listeners how they could learn more about you or connect with you or follow you, or how would you want to share for the listeners to be able to know better how to connect or stay in contact?
Okay, yeah. So I am on LinkedIn. You can
Yes.
find my profile there with Kim Deason. And I have the TEDx talk. I would love as many
Ah,
people who could go out there and watch that. You can literally on YouTube just TEDx Kim Deason. And TEDx is the regional TED Talk.
right,
So I did
right.
like one of the little local ones. But the TED Talk did pick it up and put it on their
Excellent.
platform. So it's there. And then, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm open to anyone that wants to connect with me, they can.
Right,
So, and of course, I'm at kim.deason@mcrsafety.com.
right, right,
If you need any PPE, I'll hook you
right.
up. And
Get
I
hooked
am
up.
also, I'm very proud of this. I just got authorized OSHA trainer, so I can do the OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 training now.
Nice.
So if you
Yeah.
have that need, or you know someone that needs that for their workplace, I'd love to come out with
Hmm.
that. Or if you need safety audit, safety work site, anything that I can help you
Yeah.
with, I'm here
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're going to drop your contact information here for folks to be able to reach out. And I just want to take this moment and, give you a virtual hug and tell you how very, very much I appreciate you and so enjoyed the conversation and all the just the little sound bites and words of wisdom. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure. And I love you. I love your message. Keep doing it. Let's keep
Thank you.
doing it.
Thank you. Hey, thanks so much for watching another episode of Your Leadership Chat. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button here and tap that bell icon so that you never miss another episode. I hope too that you'll give us a thumbs up on the video for a like. And then if you feel led, please share the video with those who need to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Your Leadership Chat. Bye for now.